Okay, so guys, one thing to note is if you're going to switch on your video or if you're going to talk, you're going to be heard on Facebook and you're going to be heard on Instagram, and these videos are going to be on YouTube. So if you don't want to be seen or if you don't want to talk, then keep yourselves hidden, change your names, or do not talk. If you're going to be seen, you're going to be seen on the internet. Yeah, so that's one thing I want to tell you, and we'll be sending a form for all of you to sign going forward. If you would like to stay in this call, if you'd like to be live in this call. So those are a couple of changes that are coming up. And yes, I am tired because I'm just feeling so extremely sleepy. So everything that brought up and let down, right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. I was sleeping so well, still in Paris time. That would mean like now it's 5 a.m. or something. So how does it get even better than that? So what are you willing to change today? What would you like to clear today? There are a few more people.
Nithya, being present. Hi, good morning, Nithya. Varsha here.
Hi, Varsha.
Yeah.
Hi, Nithya.
Hi, Rashida.
So being present. You said now what you want
Yes.
to work with. Yes. So more and more in the present moment.
That sounds awesome. And you should continue asking what can I be to be present, but I don't think it's applying for everyone right now. So
No, recently, yesterday only my Being You class has ended with Dr. Dane.
Yes.
And it's so miraculous. I really want to share it with everyone. Actually, this class, as the name suggests, actually teaches you how to get out of other people's energies, biomimic them, and be with yourself and be happy.
Isn't that amazing?
Isn't it? I'm sure you must have attended one of his class of Being You. And
Yes.
It's amazing.
It is. How does it get better than that?
Yes.
So I think still its presence is not reading for everyone. So let's work on how many of you like to diminish yourself? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. Maybe next call we can get to being more present. Okay, Rachita, is it your birthday today? Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. How does it get better? Yes, Ankita?
Hi, Nithya.
Yes.
Nithya, I have a question. So, what what energy can we be when other people tell us what to do and what not to do? When they are, uh, you know, asking you to and guide you that whatever you're doing is not right or wrong, and in those emotions you get into the judgment of yourself after using a lot of tools also, and you start feeling low and decay in your life.
No, Ankita, you're saying a big story. Please use the tools properly. If you use the tools properly, you don't have to get into a story. So, what have you decided that you cannot use the tools, and how many ever times you use the tools, it may still not work? Everything that is video destroyed and created. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. If you know what tool to use and it's not working, you have to be more present with it. The tools always work. You don't have to now, when you start saying the tool is not working, this, I did this, despite doing that, we're getting into a story. So stop yourself. Don't have to tell yourself any stories. Yeah, would you like to change? And who has the power to change anything and everything? Only you, right? So don't tell yourself that you can't do it. Yes, Dia, what is your question? What would you like to ask?
Nithya, what do tears or crying mean? Like, no problem at all, but suddenly becoming very emotional and crying. And that happens to me like a lot. And earlier, I did not know that it could not be mine also. But it happens a lot. And why? I don't understand why
It
it
doesn't
happens
mean
to me.
anything. Why do you have to put a meaning to it? So everything that is video destroyed and created. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shots, boys, and nuts. Is that kind to your body?
So you're saying crying is kind,
Yeah, is
or
it kind to
being,
your body? Is
it's
crying kind
not.
to your body?
So this type of crying is
Then
more
stop.
like, sorry, I didn't.
Then stop. If it's not kind to your
Right.
body, stop.
Ma'am, our energy got drained sometimes by others' thoughts or something like that. How to avoid that?
How to avoid it? You have to, I don't know, what are you doing? You have to sleep properly. You have to think positive. You have to eat properly. Everything matters. You have to enjoy, or I have to take rest. Everything matters to keep your energy up.
Always feeling drained. That's it.
Okay, so everywhere you
Some
decide all the
others'
emotional.
thoughts, negative thoughts maybe, or our thoughts, or others.
Yeah. So all the emotional powers you're using to drain yourself, will you revoke, recant, renounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shots, boys, powers, and beyonds. All the emotional powers that you're using to drain yourself, will you revoke, recant, renounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shots, boys, powers, and beyonds. I've been asking to let go of a habit. I stop and start again. What else is possible? Good, continue asking. What can I be to change this? What can I be or do different to change this? Keep on asking that. Rachita, that's for you. And
Thank
okay.
you.
So everywhere you're diminishing yourself in faces of others, will you revoke, recant, renounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it? Yes. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shots, boys, powers, and beyonds. Everywhere you're playing much lesser than what you truly are. Will you revoke, recant, renounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shots, boys, powers, and beyonds. Everywhere you're diminishing yourself, will you now revoke, recant, renounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shots, boys, powers, and beyonds. Everywhere you're playing much lesser than what you truly are. Will you revoke, recant, renounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shots, boys, powers, and beyonds. All the insecurities that you're holding on to, and all the Shiku implants and explants holding them in place, will you destroy and uncreate them all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shots, boys, powers, and beyonds. All the insecurities that you're using to diminish yourself, and all the Shiku implants and explants holding them in place, will you revoke, recant, renounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shots, boys, powers, and beyonds. So all the emotional powers that you're using to diminish yourself, will you revoke, recant, renounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shots, boys, powers, and beyonds. All the emotional powers that you're using to diminish yourself, will you revoke, recant, renounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shots, boys, powers, and beyonds. Okay, if you guys want loneliness, I think I've done so many calls on, someone is asking loneliness. I've done so many calls on rejection. Please go back and listen to those.
Can I ask something?
Yes, Purva?
Thank you.
Uh, hello, am I
Yes,
audible?
yes, you are.
Uh, Sometimes whenever I talk to people, I feel that this person is lying, always feeling that lying. So is it my awareness that which is really quick, or is it just the projection or preconceived ideas I'm just using? I'm asking this since 3 days, but not getting any clarity about it.
You have to ask yourself. I can't tell you. You have to ask yourself, is it awareness or judgment? And follow which is light.
Sometimes I get that it is awareness. Sometimes I feel that no, it's judgment I'm using. So totally in confused state.
Do the crazy statement around 100 times and try again.
Okay.
Everything is the opposite of what it appears to be, and nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Everything that brought up and let down, right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shots, boys, powers, and beyonds. So, what invention are you using to diminish yourself and to play much lesser than who you truly are? Everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shots, boys, powers, and beyonds. They are saying, I'm too sensitive to the street dogs I feed. I feel guilty for not being able to do enough. How can I contribute the most? When you feel guilty for not doing enough, you're contributing much lesser. You're reducing yourself, you're playing much lesser. Why should you feel pity for them? The universe will take care of them too. They are amazing beings, dogs. They're not lesser than us. You can ask, how can I contribute the most? But if you feel guilty, when asking that itself, you're not contributing the most. You're being much lesser. So it's about being. It's not about only feeding them or doing things for them. Are you being everything you can at that moment? Is everyone, are you guys doing that? Okay, we've come back to presence, like what Varsha had asked. So anyway, so what can you be or do different? To be all that you can be at every moment without diminishing yourself. Everything that does not allow you to know, be, perceive, and receive that, will you destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shots, boys, povads, and beyonds. So when you be everything you can be, doesn't matter whether you feed them or not, or someone else feeds them, the contribution you be is the most that you can be. Guilt is not that. Does that make sense, Dia? And what is the value of holding on to the guilt? Is it going to help them or you? It's going to help neither.
I want to tell you that this is funny. And I'm like, now if I'm buying something for myself, I'm like, forget it. And this is, maybe I'm wrong. I'm like, no. It's better, I can buy something for them. Why am I wasting money on this? I'm not able. It's terrible. Nithya.
Do you want to hold on to it?
No.
Then let it go. Why are you feeling terrible? What is wrong? Buy for yourself, buy for them, don't buy for them, don't buy for yourself. Anything is fine, but there's no need for you to feel terrible. All the emotional powers that you love about feeling terrible, will you revoke, recant, renounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shots, boys, birds, and beyonds. And the dogs can take care of themselves. Okay? And again, your best contribution to them is your happiness to them, not anything else. And the universe will provide for them. It will take care of them.
Yes.
Yes. So everywhere you've decided you have to fix everyone, take care of everyone, you have to be a very good person. And guilt is the only way that you can be that. Will you revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, pock, all nine shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. Who are you trying to prove to that you're a good person? Everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, pock, all nine shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. All the emotional poets that you're using to hold on to guilt, will you revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, pock, all nine shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. All the emotional poets that you're using to diminish yourself, will you revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. All the emotional poets that you're using to diminish yourself, will you revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. Everywhere you're playing much lesser than who you truly are. Will you revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. So would you guys like to be the true power that you are? Would you like to function as all you can be? That means you don't diminish yourself, compare yourself to others, think that you're lesser in front of others, and neither do you have to diminish another person. Isn't that amazing? You don't have to diminish yourself, neither do you have to judge anyone else. So, all the judgments that you're using to judge yourself or anyone else, you destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. All the emotional poets that you're using to judge yourself, will you revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. So, all the emotional poets that you're using to judge yourself or anyone else, and all the emotional poets that you're using to diminish yourself, will you revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. All the emotional words that you're using to stick yourself in the past, will you revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys, words, and beyonds. All the emotional words that you're using to make other people more greater than you, will you revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys, words, and beyonds. All the emotional words that you're using and choosing to stick yourself in the past, will you revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys, words, and beyonds. Whose lies and what lies are you using to diminish yourself? Everything that is, will you now destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys, words, and beyonds. So what can you be or do different to never diminish yourself or anyone else? Everything that does not allow you to know, be, perceive, and receive that, will you now destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine shorts, boys, words, and beyonds. Yeah, Rachita, Talk to the Entities was awesome. It was weird. It's a big story. I'll tell you another time. Not for this call. A lot of stuff happened. And it's one of the most amazing classes to
I
understand a different
just
world.
want to know how your class was.
Preeti?
Even I'm curious. I just want to know how your class was and what your experience was. So tell us whenever.
It's too many 10 seconds for me to remember it. Few days have already passed. You should have asked me on day one. So everything that brought up in letter, right, wrong, good, bad, pot, work, online chats, voice, words, and bills. I actually cannot recollect. It was fun, and that's all I can recollect. How does it get better? But Talk to the Entities is one of the most amazing classes, and I love facilitating them. Just opens up your receiving, and you get to hear about unseen things, unheard things. So that is a choice that you can make if you would like. How many of you feel you're so weird? Would you like to know the extent of how weird you are? Then you should do Talk to the Entities, and then you'll actually get to know that what you mean by weird. So everything that brought up and let down, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pork, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. I'm just so happy to be back home, and yep. So all the emotional words that you're using to diminish yourself, will you revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. But anyway, all access classes are amazing. So this one, Talk to the Entities, was also really good. And like I said, I cannot recollect further. I'll remember and tell you guys if I remember. When I remember. So all the emotional words that you're using to diminish yourself, will you revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. What invention are you using to diminish yourself and compare yourself with others? Everything that is, will you now destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, pock, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. All the emotional words that you're using to diminish yourself, will you revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, pock, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. All the emotional words that you're using and choosing to diminish yourself, will you revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right, right, wrong, good, bad, pod, pock, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. Okay. Any other questions, guys? Anything else coming up? Okay.
There are many affirmations for this draining energy. Affirmation.
I already told you. All the emotional words that you're using to drain your energy, will you revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, pock, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. You have to keep listening to that many times.
Thank you.
So infinite beings cannot be drained in energy unless you allow it. And your body also listens to you. Like, however, like I have a little cough, but if you ask your body to come and do calls or sit down, it'll get the energy that's required. You need the willpower and the motivation. Is this what you really want to do? So what is it that I'm doing? What is it that I'm doing and being that I allow to drain my energy? Everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. What is it that I'm being and doing that I allow to drain my energy? Everything that is, will you now destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. What invention am I using to? What invention am I using to diminish myself? Everything that is, will you now destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, pock, all nine shots, boys, poets, and beyond. Lena, how to pull energy all time? I think you should do foundation for that. You can join anyone's foundation. You can join my next foundation or Geet's foundation, but that's something that you'll have to understand there. Right, wrong, good.
Nithya, I have done foundation, but I forgot to
Go
all the
back.
time. Yeah.
Go back and read your manual. It'll help.
Okay. But we forgot, no? Just when we जब याद आता है तब करते हैं, then forget it. So how to remember all the time to pull the energy and
You have to ask, how can I remember which tool to use when?
yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, pock, all nine shots, boys, poets, and beyonds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Rashid, I think you answered your own question. So I just read your comment. How does it get better than that? So what can you be or do different to know to be the tool which you have to use when? That will create the greatest for you. And everything that does not allow you to know, be, perceive, and receive that, will you now destroy and create it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, pock, all nine shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. So what invention are you using to judge yourself into diminishment? Everything that is, will you now revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, pock, all nine shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. And everywhere you do not want to be wrong, so you diminish yourself so that you're already stuck in the wrongness before you make a choice, so that you never have to fail and go wrong. Everything that is, will you now destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, pock, all nine shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. All the emotional poets that you love to hold yourself in wrongness. This is the one. Will you now revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, pock, all nine shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. All the emotional poets that you love to hold yourself in wrongness, will you revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, pock, all nine shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. How many of you like to hold yourself in wrongness? Yeah, wrongness? Okay. Then if you're always judging yourself to be wrong, it's not easy to get awareness. In fact, you won't get awareness because you're functioning from that expectation of what if my awareness is right or wrong? My awareness should be right, but what if it's wrong? So awareness is, what if it's just fun? It need not be right or wrong. It's just something that will feel light if it's true. And how do you use that to get unstuck from where you are? So everything that brought up and let down, will you now destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. So all the emotional poets that you're using to hold yourself into wrongness or to make other people wrong, will you revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. All the emotional poets that you're using and choosing to make yourself so wrong and to hold other people into wrongness, will you revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, pock, all nine shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. All the emotional poets that you're using and choosing to make yourself wrong and to make everyone else wrong, will you revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, pock, all nine shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. So all the emotional powers that you're using to diminish yourself, will you revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys, powers, and beyonds. So all the emotional powers that you're using to make yourself much lesser than who you truly are, will you revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine shorts, boys, powers, and beyonds. So what invention are you using to keep yourself stuck in wrongness? Are you choosing? Everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine shorts, boys, powers, and beyonds. What invention are you using to keep yourself stuck in wrongness? Are you choosing? Everything that is, will you now revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine shorts, boys, powers, and beyonds. All the emotional powers that you're using to keep yourself in wrongness that you're choosing, will you revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine shorts, boys, powers, and beyonds. All the emotional powers that you're using to hold yourself in guilt, will you revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys, powers, and beyonds. So will you guys stop believing that you're wrong? Will you start acknowledging yourself, liking yourself? Or what do you love about always being wrong? Everything that is, will you now destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine shorts, boys, powers, and beyonds. So you guys are not a wrongness. There is nothing right or wrong. You're definitely not a wrongness. And if you're wrong, that'll make you strong, right? If you know that I've done this wrong, course correct. It makes you much stronger. So what if you're just strong and you're not wrong? So everything that brought up and let down, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine shorts, boys, powers, and beyonds. And the more stronger you are, everyone else wants to make you wrong, you know? So everything that brought up and let down, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys, powers, and beyonds. Purva, do you want to say something?
Yeah, actually, sometimes I feel that, whenever my daughter is doing something since morning to evening, if I observe and feel that, 5, 7 things she made it wrong, at that time I just give attention to her and she's try to correct it. So sometimes even I feel that we also want some attention from others, and that's why we are making everything wrong, which which is not wrong actually, but as per them it is wrong, and we are grabbing the attention.
What is your question?
My question is that why we do this kind of things? We are just attention seeking, or we just really wrong? I mean, we are just different from others, and we are thinking differently from others.
What do you know? Are you thinking different from others, or are you really doing it?
I feel that I'm different. Thinking different from others. So
Yes. So you're right. You're not wrong. Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine shorts, boys, powers, and beyond. So the thing is, sorry, I just had to plug in my charger. Battery was draining, so I had to move. Yeah. So follow your awareness. You are different. You will think different from others, which is okay. And it's not wrong. So everywhere you confuse. See, it doesn't matter what the other person feels or you feel. You want to confuse yourself and come back to the conclusion that I'm wrong. I shouldn't have done that. I should have done it this way, or I didn't feed the dog, so I'm guilty. So you guys love to come to the conclusion that you're always wrong. That is one conclusion that always feels right. So everything that brought up and let down, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine shorts, boys, powers, and beyonds. All the emotional powers that you're using to desperately conclude that you're wrong.
but at that time we are just fighting with near and dear people. I mean, around us people, we have to just keep on fighting for such thing. I'm not wrong, you are also not wrong, but I'm also not wrong.
If that's the case, you don't have to fight. If you're really functioning from you're not wrong and I'm not wrong, you will not be fighting. Only if you have to prove that you're right and that you're not wrong, you will be fighting. So you have to know to yourself that you're not a wrongness. That's when you don't want to have to prove it to anyone else. Otherwise, you can keep saying I'm wrong, but you're defending and you're proving and you're fighting. So everything that brought up and let down, will you now destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, what, POC, all nine shorts, boys, birds, and beyonds. And if you're fighting that you're wrong or you're not wrong, you've already decided deep down that you're very wrong. That is why you have to defend and fight and prove that you're not wrong. So again, all the emotional powers that you're using to hold on to how wrong you are, will you now revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine shorts, boys, birds, and beyonds. Yeah? It's
He's
feeling
giving
light.
approval. Thank you.
You're welcome. How does it get better than that? So all the emotional powers that you're using to diminish yourself and to believe that you're wrong, will you revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys, powers, and beyonds. So that's the thing, guys. Whatever it is, let's commit that you will not judge yourselves. You're not a wrongness. Doesn't mean you fight with others, or if you feel that what I'm doing is not working, let's course correct. But you don't have to tell yourself that you're wrong. So if you didn't feel that feed the dog today, go and feed them tomorrow. But you don't have to feel guilty or make yourself wrong. How much ever you guys love to make yourself wrong. Because that is your default programming as a humanoid, to always believe that even if 10 people did a mistake, you'll always think about it and it comes back to you are wrong. Is that right? Whatever happens, whatever the other people do, when you think about it, it always comes back to you are wrong, I am wrong. So everything that brought up and let down, will you now destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. Because that's how you're programmed, to always blame yourself, to always say that if I had done this, if I had talked to them better, if I had, always comes down to blaming yourself. And that is not fun unless it's fun. If it's really fun for you to think you're wrong, let's change it. But if it's not fun, also let's change it, because it's for most people it's not fun. There is there are much better things in life when you stop judging yourself. Would you like to access the true fun, or would you like to keep on judging yourself? Everything that is, when you now destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. Everywhere you've decided it's so much fun to hold on to the wrongness that you believe you are, will you revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine shorts, boys, powers, and beyonds. All the emotional powers that you're using and choosing to make yourself wrong, will you revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine shorts, boys, powers, and beyonds. All the emotional powers that you're using to diminish yourself beyond anything, will you now revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys, powers, and beyonds. All the emotional powers that you're using to compare yourself with others, will you now revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine shorts, boys, powers, and beyonds. Okay, any more questions? I'll take one last question. We're going to close a little early today.
Nithya, I want to just share my experience with you and all on the call. Just to acknowledge that how access consciousness works beautifully, magically, and miraculously. You know, it has changed my entire life, my thought process, and I'm sure you must have experienced how much I have changed, because I have done so many courses with you, and you have seen me growing. And you know, now it's like that. I feel so fresh and so happy all the time.
Isn't that amazing?
Really. And you know, every penny which I have spent on access on and all the courses which I have done with you also, not the access one, the shamanism and the others, and they have given me so much that I am so grateful to all that.
Thank you so much. How does it get better?
Access is really beautiful. If you don't put your mind that how much you are spending on it, Just go to the energy, follow the energy. Your life changes drastically and miraculously.
It changes drastically, miraculously, the more you use the tools. So,
Tools also, and if you surrender also, if you follow the energy also, Nithya, which I have
yes,
seen myself.
awesome. How does it get better?
Yes.
So good to see you happy always. How does it
Yes,
get better?
yeah, it makes me feel so light, so light. I have no words to express my gratitude. And no words to express this also, that how much light. I can just feel it. A time when I used to feel heavy and now I feel light. This
How does
only I
it get
can
better?
experience and I
Yes,
acknowledge it totally and completely.
that's amazing. So a lie always feels heavy. The truth always feels light. Sorry about that. So if you guys want to get over the heaviness, there is a lie happening. If you come back to the truth, life will be light. Would you like would you like to live in the truth? Would you like to live in your truth that makes everything light for you? Or do you love the heaviness? So all the emotional words that you're using and choosing to hold on to heaviness, will you revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shots, boys, words, and beyonds. So all the emotional words that you're using and choosing to hold on to all the heaviness, will you revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resigned, destroy, and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. All the emotional poets that you're using to diminish yourself, will you revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, pock, all nine shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. And when you acknowledge something good, like what Varsha did, when you're grateful truly for something that has changed, and when you acknowledge something that has changed, you will create more of it. So this is the easiest way to change things for you, is by acknowledging that I've changed. I acknowledge that I've done this. I acknowledge that this has happened to me, and you will get amazing new lot of good things, lot more things to be grateful for, right? So everything that brought up and let down, will you destroy and create? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. Varsha, you want to say something?
Yeah, Nithya, along with that acknowledgement, what I have felt with myself, that, brutally honestly speaking, I've left Access for approximately 2 to 3 years because of the money. And it's, yes, true, when you are committed to yourself, you don't know from where the money comes, and then you start investing again. So one more thing, yes, I was committed to myself, that yes, I have to release and let go everything and forgive.
Awesome. How does it get better?
And paying gratitude has also worked a lot in my case. I can
Yes.
never think of it, Nithya, that I can pay gratitude to those people, those who have ruined my life, to all the drama I have gone through. And now, from wholeheartedly, I pay gratitude to each and every person.
That's amazing. So, yes, you can be grateful to anyone and everyone. So, everything that does not allow you to know, be, perceive, and receive that, will you now destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. Okay, that's so amazing. So, everywhere you're not willing to acknowledge yourself and be grateful to yourself and commit to yourself, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. So, everywhere you're not willing to be completely grateful to yourself, to completely acknowledge yourself, and to completely commit to yourself, will you revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and create it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. So, all the emotional poets that you're using and choosing to diminish yourself and to not be everything that you can be, will you revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, reclaim, resign, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. Okay. Okay, guys. On that note, thank you everyone for joining. We're going to close today, and I will meet you guys next week. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you, Nithya.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Nithya.
Thank
Nithya.
you.
Very much. So
Thank you,
very
Nithya.
grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.